Before we start the video, people, I have a quick little channel sponsor. Introducing the Ridge wallet. I've used this wallet every day for the last 3 months and it has been so convenient for everyday use and traveling. This has been a great improvement on my old fat wallet and looks and feels a lot more stylish. The Ridge is super durable, made from military grade materials like titanium and carbon fiber. It's even proven to be bulletproof, waterproof, and chainsaw proof. There's a lifetime warranty if you love it, and free returns if you don't. It comes in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminium, and over a dozen different styles and colors. Ridge also has some other cool products like a waterproof backpack and high quality charging cables. If this awesome product interests you, go check it out at ridge.com/salt. That's right, ridge.com/salt, and use code SALT for 10% off your order. Link in the description. And thank you, Ridge, once again for the channel sponsor. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we have a full Pledge Moves Pokemon team. Alright, so tonight's video is going to be my very last Gen 7 theme team battle, I'm pretty sure. I was actually doing this one on Twitch, figuring this team out, and a big shout out to all the people who were actually there. It was a pretty fun team to come up with, and I did want to go over these moves because they're actually really interesting. They've got some very cool effects too. If you haven't checked me out on Twitch, make sure you do. Link is in the description of the video, and let's get into it. So today I've got 2 battles, and today's video we will be having a doubles battle because these moves only work in doubles battles. Now, today's question is, are you looking forward towards Gen 8? Yes or no? Let me know your reasons. Alright, today's battle was on my Discord. This one was against Piccoloma. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be explaining all these moves. There's a little bit to explain, so I'll just have to explain the mechanics throughout the battle. So with the pledge moves, obviously their single damage is 80 base power, but what you want to do is use them in combinations, right? That's what this team is all about. So what happens, right, if you use a pledge move with another Pokemon, the first Pokemon won't actually attack, right? And then the second Pokemon will attack and do a 1 of 3 different special effects. So on that side of the field, I did a grass and I did a water. So what happens when you do the water and grass combination together? Basically, the ally will use a grass pledge and create a swamp for 4 turns, right? So the second one will use the grass pledge. The swamp actually quarters the speed of all Pokemon on their side of the field for 4 turns. So all of these effects actually come into effect like in 4 turns, right? So they last for 4 turns and then you can do like the next one, right? Now, these sets were as follows. So we have a Mega Swampert here. I decided to run some other moves besides the pledge moves too, because some of the effects of the pledge moves actually sort of called for to use some other moves like the speed, not really probably the speed one, but some of the other ones which I'll get to in a second. So we got an Incinerate and a Smeagol. Basically, Smeagol's role here is to have all 3 of the pledge moves and parting shot and a focus sash. Now, Swampert was a special attacker. I'll get onto that set a little bit more and all the other ones throughout the video too. Alright, now we're going to go bring back in the Swampert here. I actually did a double swap, sort of like swapping sides. Now, the thing about these pledge moves, you have to sort of use them in like a combination with each other. Or the combination of power after using them too is 150 base power. So it's a quite big step up, from that normal 80. So on the Incinerate, we got Fire Pledge, U-Turn, Bind, and Protect. I'll explain why I put Bind on that set in a second. I'm just going to be getting rid of this Scyther at the moment because it's a little bit of a worry with Technician Fury Cutter. Alright, so we got a Rainbow on the field at the moment. Now that is that's the effect of the Fire and Water. So what the Fire and Water does, obviously the ally that going second will be using a Water Pledge in the combination. It'll create a Rainbow for 4 turns, right? Now what this Rainbow does, Rainbow doubles the probability of secondary effects occurring. So basically the ability like Serene Grace. However, Serene Grace doesn't actually it doesn't stack with this, so just bear that one in mind. Now that's sort of like, so I brought moves that had some like secondary effects. Now all of the Pokemon on my team, right, I had about 2 Pokemon each to go for each sort of like pledge ability. So you could easily do an entire team, right, on all of these. Alright, so we got a Quagsire, anyway, going for the Earthquake there. Incinerate's got a Citrus Spray too, which is going to help it, be a little bit more bulky too. And we got rid of 1 Pokemon and revealed like a couple of these other ones too. Now these pledge moves were very popular back in when the triple battles were around. I'm not sure if you guys did any triple battles, but they were pretty popular around then, and I really wanted to cover them before they sort of weren't a thing anymore. Alright, so back into Smeagol. I don't really want to sack one of my other Pokemon off at the moment. And now we're going to swap. We got Scolipede coming in, and I'm going to go for Protect here. I just wanted to see what move it was going to use, and use a swap. Okay, so now we got Rapidash go for the bounce. Smeagol luckily dodges the bounce, and now we got an Earthquake again from the Scolipede. And I know Incinerate is going to be able to tank this one, but Smeagol isn't going to be able to, which is fine. Rapidash actually gets hit by that Earthquake, but it doesn't go down. So maybe they just couldn't get any other damage off against my Incinerate. Alright, so now Rapidash is going to go for bounce. Obviously, that's a very good move with Flying EMZ. You can make use of that one. And now Incinerate is going to go for a Fire Pledge. Now, Fire Pledge this time wasn't actually used with anything, and Scolipede just hangs on and gets a speed boost. Now, the EVs on my Incinerate were max health and max special defense, so I didn't have any in special attack. Now we're going to go into Meganium. So across this whole video, I'm going to show you all the effects of every combination too. Alright, so we got a Steamroller from the Scolipede. That actually has a chance of flinching too. And we got Rapidash going for a bounce on the Incineroar. Incineroar tanks it. It's a bulky set. So Meganium's now going to go for the Grass Pledge. I'm going to go for the Fire Pledge. They're both going to combine, and Incineroar is going to take out the Scolipede. Now the problem about this ride is, since the second move is always a Fire type in that combination, the Flash Fire on the Rapidash is going to be bad, right? Okay, so now you get to see the third effect. This one is actually called... So this is a Fire and Grass, so we've got an ally, obviously the ally moving second will use fire, the Fire Pledge, and this creates a Sea of Fire for 4 turns and on the opponent's side of the field. Now it actually does a damaging of 1/8 of the health at the end of each turn. So it's sort of like a Fire Spin, right? Or a Bind. So I thought, I might be able to stack that with things like Bind, and obviously not Fire Spin on the Rapidash, but those sort of things. So you could get the Sea of Fire going for those amount of turns. Then you could get the Bind, and then I was thinking things like you could actually extra damage, like you could run it in Sandstorm, and then you could maybe trick them like a Sticky Barb. So then they'd be having 4 amounts of damage for those 4 turns. I this had a lot of ideas with this team. I definitely couldn't do all my ideas in one team. There was so many combinations, and I thought I could really pick a strategy, one of the strategies. Just use that Fire Rain strategy for the whole team. You could definitely do that. All right, so now we've got a Steel Valley Ground coming in here, and I've got a Delphox, and I've got a Steel Valley myself too. So this Steel Valley, the grass one, was actually for the added effects room. Now, I did say you can't stack it with Serene Grace, but it's interesting because Steel Valley actually gets Grass Pledge, but it doesn't get Fire Pledge or Water Pledge. It's so random. I don't know why that is. I've done some research. I couldn't figure out why it did, but it's the only pledge move that it gets, and it's grass. So I thought that's really unique, so I decided to use the Grass Steel Valley. Now, what the Grass Steel Valley had, obviously this one was for the added effects, so it had Air Slash, Shadow Ball, and Tri Attack. So obviously I wanted to make the use of flinching on the Air Slash, Shadow Ball, the special defense drop, and Tri Attack, getting some of that hacks like, paralysis, freeze, and burn, those sort of things. Now, I had the Grass Memory as the item as well too, max special attack and max speed. Now, the Delphox, on the other hand, right, was a trapping set with Fire Spin, Wonder Room, Fire Pledge, and Wish. Alright, so Grass Pledge takes out the Quagsire, which is really nice there. I just went for a Wish to get a little bit of damage, damage healing off on my Pokeball. So now we got a multi-attack on the Delphox, and Delphox is going to go down. That's fine. I've got my Swampert left, and I've got my Steel Valley. So I've still got that Fire Rain on the field too. That's doing some nice damage to Steel Valley. Steel Valley will go down next turn anyway. Alright, so now with the last Pokemon we got is the Ampharos, and I've got my Swampert. So Swampert will have a good advantage against Ampharos. At least it can't use any electric type moves. Ampharos is very bulky on the special side too. Now the thing about these pledge moves is they're all special, so obviously I had a little bit of trouble with bulky special defense walls, light screeners, things like that. Okay, so Steel Valley Ground is going to go down. Swampert is going to go for a Rain Dance this turn, so I want to double its speed and power up its moves. Now Swampert's move pool, I actually made use of the... Unfortunately, I didn't have the fire. I had the Fire Rain one up in the moment, but I kind of wanted the added effects one because this moveset was Water Pledge, Muddy Water, so obviously I could go for those double accuracy drops and Ancient Power to boost its stats. And we had max health and max special defense on this set. Okay, so now Swampert's going to be waiting for Steel Valley's moves. We're going to combine them and get that big base power. Look how much damage that did. Almost taking out an Ampharos. and obviously we got the effect on the field now. All right, so Ampharos is going to go for the Signal Beam here. Now, this does a lot of damage before, and this one is going to take me out. I think that could have been, maybe it was Choice Specs, I'm not sure. Anyway, sorry, it was Life Orb, my bad. And Ampharos is going to go down, and that is the first game. I hope you guys enjoyed those pledge moves. There's something you'd like never ever see. So this battle was a little bit longer than the other one, exactly like something else. This is a battle against Amazon Evan, and we got double ghost types. Now, the thing about the pledge moves, right, the weaknesses, I want to tell you the weaknesses about them. They're really cool, but the problem is, right, if you notice, when you use both of them, obviously together, only one Pokemon actually gets to attack, and it'll be a strong attack, but if someone uses Protect, which happens all the time in doubles, you can find yourself actually not doing anything a lot of the turns and getting wrecked right. Alright, so we got this Coffericus setting up the Trick Room, which is no good because I'm going to get hit fairly hard by this thing. Also, a lot of these Pokemon are slow too, that I've noticed. Alright, so we got a Shadow Ball coming from the Coffericus, doing some pretty good damage to my Delphox there. Delphox has pretty nice special defense, so I knew I'd be able to live that. However, they both ganged up on Delphox, and it's going to go down. So I really couldn't get any use out of my Delphox there at all. Meganium, I forgot to say what that one was. So Meganium clearly had Grass Pledge. Obviously, it had Heal Pulse, Sunny Day, and my favorite healing move. So this is more of a support Pokemon, and just using Grass Pledge to activate one of the two, the Fire and Grass or the Water and Grass added effect. Alright, so into Incinerate, dropping the attack at least on the Delmise. I know the Coffericus is going to be a special attacker, and I knew that I'd probably be able to tank these moves pretty well. Alright, so we got Coffericus swapping out here, and we got Extra Thick coming in, which is the Guzzlord. Now, this was pretty funny. I've not seen this animation like this before. Now, I wanted to actually set up the Fire Rain with this team. I did lose Delphox, but I thought I might be able to do it. So going for the Fire Pledge, and now Meganium's going to go for the Grass Pledge as well, and obviously it pops out the Fire type move. So we got the Sea of Fire again. This is probably my favorite effect out of all of these. There's another effect too. I already said the speed one. I'd say the speed one, when you use Water and Grass, when the ally uses Grass as the last move, and then it creates that swamp for 4 turns. That actually quarters the speed of all Pokemon on that side of the field too. If I didn't say that one already, that's the last one. So when you use Water and Grass, out of all the effects, that one's sort of probably the most boring one, but I guess it'll be useful if the opponent's team is like really, really fast. I like the Sea of Fire one the best, and obviously the sort of like the Serene Grace like atmosphere for 4 turns. Alright, so now we've got a bind. Look at the size of the bind on this one. Like, I laughed for a good like minute after that. That was like the rings on the bind were like so huge, and then on the Wheezing, right, they were like absolutely tiny. Alright, so we got the Sunny Day at the moment. The problem about that Sunny Day being up is Guzzlord actually has Fire Blast, so it's going to be hitting really hard. So getting some Fire Rain damage, at least on Extra Thick. I don't want to allow this thing to get too many Beast Boosts because it's going to like sweep the rest of my team. Now, I don't think there's anything else I have to cover for the pledge moves. I think I've explained everything. Oh, like there's some instances, right, if you use the pledge moves together and say you get Sky Drop, right, obviously it's going to fail, right, because you won't be able to use it. I was just trying to think of other instances where it would fail. Yeah, that's pretty much it anyway. That's sort of like a detailed analysis of what each move is. Alright, so Meganium's going to go down there, unfortunately, and Extra Thick is going to get a extra beast boost. I got to get rid of this thing. So going for the buy now on the Weezing. Look how small those rings are. Like, compare this to Guzzlord's. Ready? Watch this. So I've got Bind Up on both Pokemon, and I've got the Sea of Fire going to on both of them too, which is really cool. Now, Sea of Fire obviously kicks in at the end of the turn. Now, I had another Incinerate set with Will-O-Wisp too instead of U-Turn, which actually stacked up some more damage. I had a couple of, I almost had like double. So look how big those bind rings are. The Guzzlord is going to go down soon, and finally the Trick Room actually runs out. Like, the Trick Room was really bad. It was like really, really suiting their team. Okay, so now we're going to go into Swampert. Swampert is going to get a Mega Evolution. Now, the thing about having the rain and the sun at the moment, it was quite difficult sometimes. It sort of messed up the power of the pledge moves, and then sometimes it didn't. So it's very difficult to use like all these moves at once and make them viable. Alright, so we're going to have a combination of both moves, and man, look at that damage. Water and the sun. So I wanted to get that rainbow effect on the side of the field. I really like that rainbow effect. It looks really cool. Now, in this battle as well, I couldn't actually have the sound effects of the battle because I think my 3DS is shot, right? I think this is the last battle that it's going to actually stop working. So, pretty good timing too for Generation 8. So that's why I couldn't put like the battle effects in this video. I do apologize for that. It was really crackling and stuff, and I couldn't figure out why I just think it's, it's God. Anyway, so I got the Sea of Fire there doing some more damage to the Wheezing. I got a little bit of toxic damage, but that's fine. Pretty much here, Incinerate did its job rather nicely. So we got a lot of animations. We got like a Sea of Fire, 2 binds, a toxic, and an infestation. Holy moly. All right, so Extra finally goes down there, which is pretty good. And Wheezing is going to take a little bit more damage. And it's going to be going down the next turn. All right, so this is... I was thinking, okay, I probably don't need to attack the Wheezing this turn. It's just going to go down to the bind. And in comes the Seeking. So this thing starts to have a little bit of a disaster here. So going for the Rain Dance, obviously boosting my speed and getting rid of that Sun. I wanted to boost the power of the second water pledge, right? So Seeking is going to come in and it's going to use Waterfall, boost it in the rain. And my Incinerate is going to get absolutely incinerated. I was hoping it was going to be a special set, but doesn't really matter, I guess. So now, of course, the main thing is Wheezing used rest. I was like, oh my goodness, I should have just attacked it. I didn't think it would have rest. Normally it has like pain split or things like that. So Incinerate's down. Not that it matters. I still got 3 out of the Pokemon. The main problem was that Wheezing going to sleep. So I've got to get rid of this Seeking. So Swampert's going to go for the Muddy Water. It doesn't really matter that I lost Incinerate. I've still got Muddy Water and the Rain, which is going to do some good damage, right? Hoping for some actually drops, and I got one, which was nice. Woohoo! Okay, so now Silvally going to go for the Tri-Attack. I actually misclicked. I was going for the Seeking. I was meant to get that added effect, but that's how it is. I misclicked. I was actually going for a lot of battles in a row. I was getting sort of like tired. So I get hit by the Mega Horn. That's almost all of my Silvally's health. I was sort of thankful that I was able to live that one, because now I can go for a singular Grass Pledge on the Seeking and try and take it out, plus the damage of the Muddy Water too. Alright, so the Wheezing is going to go down there the next turn, which is good. It's sleeping at the moment. I'm going to go for a single Grass Pledge. Still 80 base power and stab, and Seeking goes down. But yeah, really, really weird that that it only gets Grass Pledge. I don't know why that is. It's so strange. Okay, so Wheezing asleep. I'm definitely going to take this out the next turn, guys. And this was probably the most saltiest part of the whole battle. So in comes Cofferegus, right? I was like, okay, I can hit this with a Muddy Water, a Scummy Water, and then maybe hit the, hit the Cofferegus for a Shadow Ball, which should do some, like, a lot of damage, right? Because its defense is really good. Its special defense isn't the greatest in the world, right? So going for that Shadow Ball on the Cofferegus does some big damage, and it lives on 1 health and gets the Trick Room up. I can't believe that. Like, that was definitely the probably the most game-changing part of the game. There, like, out of everything, right? All right, so now Get Titanic is going to come in there, and these Pokemon are going to be able to outspeed me easily under the Trick Room. I don't want to lose Silvally just yet, but the problem is I've got to stall out 5 turns, which I really don't see happening. I was hoping they go for a Ghost move on the Smeagol, which they did. The problem is I'm going to lose my big powerhouse there, Swampert, and that one is going to go down to some big green whips. I was hoping it had Power Whip and it would miss. That's what I was sort of hoping there. I didn't have a lot of options. Pretty much at this game, I have got my Silvally left on only a little bit of health. Smeagol, it has the Focus Sash, and it's got all the pledge moves. That's pretty much it. I can't do anything else because Trick Room is, all my Pokemon are fast and stuff like that. I needed the Cofferegus to actually go down to that Shadow Ball. That was the problem. If that went down to Shadow Ball, I was fine. I still have my Swampert, I still have my Silvally, and I still have my Smeagol there to activate any of the, the sort of like terrains that I needed, or the pledge moves that I needed. I guess it's sort of like a terrain too. Anyway, so I'm going to hit it by Anchor Shot. I've got the Focus Sash there, and I think they've got 1 more Pokemon left. I went Fire Pledge on the... This doesn't have any special attack EV, so it's not going to do anything. It's like max health and max speed and Focus Sash. Alright, so leftovers on the Delmise. Oh, there's a Zeb Streaker left. Now, just to make me 1,000% salty, they went for Protect on both of their Pokemon. Like, Protect absolutely destroys these moves. Anyway, people, I hope you enjoyed this theme. I thought it was really creative for our last theme team, going over what the pledge moves were and probably showing a lot of you something you've never ever seen before in your life. Some really cool added effects and stuff like that. Now, I will be continuing with Generation 8 theme teams, and I'll be doing a walkthrough day 1 of Gen 8. So I hope you can check that one out. I probably won't be uploading tomorrow because I want to have a little bit of a break before it. But I'll see you for Generation 8. There's going to be some awesome videos, people. Catch you next time. Peace.